As shown in the opening scenes of the movie The Godfather, the Mafia is associated with big weddings. Let's check out a few real-life examples. I'm James Gladwish and welcome to OC Shorts, bringing you detailed historical snapshots of the American Mafia and other organised crime. Feel free to subscribe if you like that sort of thing. Today, we're going to take a quick look at some real-life examples of Mafia weddings. First up, the wedding of future long-time boss of the Colombo crime family, Carmine Jr. Persico. In the photo, we see Carmine Persico at his wedding to Joyce Smaldoni. The wedding took place in 1952. Carmine and Joyce would have several children, including Alphonse, Michael, Lawrence and Barbara. Alphonse, little alley boy Persico, would follow his father into a life of crime, eventually becoming acting boss at one point. He is now serving life in prison for racketeering and murder. One of Persico's other sons, Michael, is an alleged powerful Colombo family associate. Sources state that another son, Lawrence Persico, was also a Colombo family associate. Next up, we have a photo of former Chicago outfit heavyweight Anthony Joe Batter Zaccardo with his 20-year-old daughter, Linda Lee, on her wedding day in 1961. Accardo's daughter was marrying Michael Palermo, who was 22, and the pair were married at St. Luke's Roman Catholic Church in River Forest. At the time of the wedding, Sam Giancana was the alleged boss of the Chicago outfit, but sources indicate that the semi-retired Accardo and Paul the Waiter Rica were still very much the power of the organisation behind the scenes. Next up is vicious mob powerhouse Vito Genovese. In this rare photo, we see the future crime boss Vito Genovese attending the wedding of a friend in 1923, at around the age of 26. Some sources state that Vito was the best man at this wedding. We also have a photo of Vito many years later at the wedding of his daughter. Joseph Bonanno, the former mob boss of the crime family that still bears his name, can be seen in this photo of his wedding day with his bride, Faye Labruzzo. In another picture from the wedding, we see Joe Bonanno on the back row far left with some of his groomsmen, many of whom were also mobsters. Second from the left is Gaspar Di Gregorio, a high-ranking member of the Bonanno family. Interestingly, it was Di Gregorio who was a key figure in rebelling against Joe Bonanno and his son Bill in the Bonanno family civil war in the 1960s. Next to him is allegedly Sebastiano Buster from Chicago Domingo, a noted gunman in the Castellammarese War. Next to him is Natali Evola, a future boss of the Bonanno crime family. Then it is Vincent Diana, an alleged Bonanno family captain. Next to Diana is another mobster, Charles Di Benedetto. The next photo is from Lucchese family associate Henry Hill's wedding to Karen, a wedding made famous in the movie Goodfellas. In the film, Karen mentions that she was introduced to Paulie and his brother's sons, and they seem to all be named either Peter or Paul, and they were all married to girls named Marie. In the book Wise Guy that the film is based on, Karen says, "There had to be a dozen Peters and Pauls at the wedding. Also, 3 of the Vario brothers were married to girls named Marie, and they all had daughters named Marie. By the time Henry finished introducing me to everyone, I thought I was drunk." This photo supports Karen's account. Let's look at the guests. Back row from left to right, Butcher's wife. Next to her is Butch, real name Peter Vario, son of Tommy Vario. Next to Butch is Jocko, real name also Peter Vario, son of Salvatore Vario. Next is another Peter Vario, son of Lenny Vario. In the middle at the back is Karen and Henry Hill. Next to Henry is Tommy Vario, Paul Vario's brother, followed by Lenny Vario, another brother of Paul. Next is Vito Vario, one of Paul's other brothers. Vito Vario was known as Tuddy. Stood next to Tuddy is his wife Marie. And then, on the far right, is Charles Sardella. On the front row, this time from right to left, we have Marie Sardella, sat just below her husband Charles. Marie Sardella was born Marie Vario and was Lenny Vario's daughter. Next to Marie Sardella is Fran Vario, Lenny's wife. Next along is Marie Vario, Tommy Vario's wife. Following her is another Marie Vario, who is married to Lenny's son Peter Vario. And finally is yet again another Marie Vario, who was married to Salvatore Vario's son, Peter Gioco Vario. Lucchese crime family captain Paul Vario is notably missing from this wedding, as he was serving time for contempt of court. Next up is future powerful Genovese family boss Vincent Chin Gigante. In this photo we see Gigante on his wedding day with his wife Olympia Grippa. Years later, Gigante would have a mistress who shared the same name as his wife, Olympia. In this next photo we have future Colombo family acting boss Vittorio Little Vic Orena on his wedding day. Little Vic would famously start a war with imprisoned family boss Carmine Persico. In the movie Casino, we see the character Sam Ace Rothstein marrying Ginger. Those characters were based on real-life mob associate Frank Rosenthal and his wife Jerry. Here is a picture of the pair on their real-life wedding day. Casino also features a character called Nicky Santoro, portrayed by Joe Pesci. Santoro was of course based on real-life Chicago outfit mobster Anthony Spilotro, seen here on his wedding day with his wife Nancy. Sticking with the Chicago outfit, and we have a wedding photo of the greatly feared Sam Giancana with his wife Angeline de Tolve. Giancana and Angeline would have 3 daughters, and Angeline would pass away in 1954. Sam Giancana would never remarry after his wife died. Next up, we have a couple of photos of former Colombo family captain Michael Franzese on his wedding day. Franzese would famously leave the mob life behind and is now a successful YouTuber, author and motivational speaker. Next, we have a photo of Andrew Mush Russo, a heavyweight Colombo family mobster. At the bottom of the photo is his close friend, actor James Caan. Sources state that Andrew Russo was the godfather to Caan's son, the actor Scott Caan. The next photo is from the wedding of the daughter of mob associate Burt Kaplan. Notable attendees included, from left to right, future Lucchese family boss Vic Musso standing. Sat in the centre is future Lucchese family underboss Anthony Casso, and sat on the far right, below Burt Kaplan, is Christopher Christy Ticfanari, who would have been the Lucchese family consigliere at the time of this photo. In this photo, we have a young Angelo Ruggiero on his wedding day. Ruggiero would be inducted into the Gambino family in 1977 at the age of 37. He would eventually become a captain under John Gotti, before being shelved and dying of cancer in 1989. And speaking of John Gotti, here are a few photos from Gotti family weddings. First, here is a photo from the wedding of John Gotti's daughter Victoria when she wed Carmine Agnello. From left to right, back row, John Gotti. Then singer Connie Francis, who sang at the wedding. Then the bride, Victoria Gotti Agnello. And then John Gotti's wife, Victoria, mother of the bride. Here is John Gotti posing for a photo with his daughter, and then another with the pair dancing. The next photo is from the 1990 wedding of John Gotti's son, John A. Gotti, more commonly known as Junior. In the front row, from left to right, is Angel Gotti, then the bride, Kimberly Albanese, and finally, John Gotti's wife, Victoria. I hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching.